Now, I've been getting some email from some of the newer lightwave users asking how I'm smoothing out my objects like they see in my tutorial videos. Long story short, it's a function called subpatch. What usually happens is that you see an object like this in my tutorial, and all of a sudden it all goes boom and it's all smooth and soft and nice. So this is a little tutorial video where I'll kinda wing it through to display a little bit what subpatch is all about. So first of all, subpatch is a function in lightwave, of course, and it works best with quad polygons, and I'm gonna now show a little bit about how you can use it. I'll make a new layer here, and I'll make a box. To explain this, I'll clear some points here, like this. Now, if you go to construct, you down here have a function called subpatch. As you see, it's a shortcut to the tab key, and that's what I normally use in my videos. So, if you press the tab key now, you'll see the box is smoothing out. Lightwave controls your subpatches using the distance of your points to calculate out how the curve is going to be on your polygons. So, taking an object like this, I can, like, if I turn subpatch off, I can also keep it on, but currently I'll turn it off so you can see what's going on. And I'll take my knife tool and I'm gonna cut right through the box up here. I'm then gonna press the tab key again, and you'll see that the object in the top is getting a sharper edge than it is down below. Now, subpatch has the advantage that you can model a fairly low polygon model, and when you render the object, you can get it to display like a million polygons if you like, to smooth out the surface. You can control that both in viewport and in the render phase, but in the lightwave modeler you can press the O key, and you see here the subpatch division. Now, if you raise that to say like 6 and press tab and OK, you'll see how the object is now smoothed out even more. And you can set that to 12 or 15 and it will smooth out the object even more. Now, as you can see, where I put the extra points up here on extra polygons, the box is a lot sharper here now. And if I put in even more points like this, you'll see it gets even sharper. That's the way you kind of control how the subpatch is going to work. So you can take like these and move them down like this, and we can scale it up. And if we smooth it out using the subpatch, you'll see that the edge now is in the middle, because we have 2 points very close to each other. Using the power of the subpatch like this, you can use it to model a lot of organic shapes like cars, and if you model a PC mouse or something like that. You can also use it to model humans and fingers and whatever organic shape you would like to model. It's all about looking at the shape and placing the points where you want him to be to control this shape of the subpatch. Now, you can also do stuff like holes and so with the subpatch, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that now. So let's move to a different layer. Now, if you're gonna do round shapes like holes and so on, you can use 4 polygon side, like say make a disk here, and I'm using the arrow keys up and down to count down like this. Now if I do this and I say knife here and knife here and press the tab key, you'll get a roundish shape. And I say roundish because as you look here, it's not like 100% round. It seems lightwave work best if you have 6 or more points around in a circle to make it totally round. So I'll kill this again and I'll make a new one and we'll try and make a different shape. I'll make this and I'll add 2 and scale it up a bit like this. I'm now going to select the polygon mode and select this polygon. Then I'm gonna use the E for extended plus key and scale down here in the middle. Oops, gonna use control key like this, move it up, press the E for extender key again, move it up even further, scale it down a bit again. And now I want a sharp edge up here. Like this is gonna be a soft edge because the distance of the points, but up here I want the sharp edges. So up here I can use E, I can use bevel. You can decide on that with yourself. We used E before, now I will try use bevel. So B for bevel and I'll bevel up. B for bevel again. Bevel a little bit in. B for bevel again. And like in here, bevel again, and bevel again, and pull it down like this. And I can then kill the endpoint here because I want that to be open, like this. And now if I hit the tab key, you'll see I got a total smooth lamp shape like object, and with a nice round hole inside. And as you see here, far distance here is making me a nice curve. I can take like these points and I can scale them in a bit to change the shape as I will see fit, like this, to get a real nice organic lamp shape. So that's also a way to use the subpatches. And always I can just press the tab key to turn it off and see how the original model is looking. I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea on how subpatch is working. I'll have to add one small note. If you have selected the polygon mode and select some polygons, if you then press subpatch now, it will only be those 2 polygons who is patching up, and that of course is a problem. However, in the new lightwave version you got special subpatch version. If you click construct, you will see the G-toggle subpatch. That makes you capable of subpatching the entire object while having some of the polygons selected. So if I select this and press the G-toggle, you can also place a shortcut for that function. You can see the entire object subpatch still. I'll just switch it off again. Now, as I mentioned earlier, lightwave works with quads and tris polygons when making subpatches. It can work with polygons with more than 4 sides. However, then you have to change down here the sub D type to be cat mold Clark. Now for some heavy objects this may be a lot more heavy to work with high polygon count objects. However, it can also give you some nice possibilities of subpatching objects that you normally wouldn't. Maybe I should make a fast example of that. If I say like this, we can take a disk and we'll give this, like this, have 6 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll extend it down to here and I'll cut here, and then If I'm in normal subpatch type and I press the tab key now, I'll get an error that some of my polygons have more than 4 sides, so I can't do that. If I press OK now, you'll see the bottom part, the middle part will smooth out, but the top and the bottom wouldn't. However, I can then turn the subpatch off and change to Catmull Clark, and I can press the tab key again, and you'll see it'll smooth it out rather softly. So it is possible to do now more than 4 sides, but it can be a little bit heavy on big objects. So we're kinda gonna experiment around a little with these two types of subpatching. But for now, I'll save this object. Save as, let's say, let's say test, and I will then send this to layout, because in layout I gotta show you something that is very important for this. Let's change to the camera view, and I'll move the camera up here like this, just for display, nothing special about this. And I'll move this object up here and move the finger over here and take this and this. Now for each of these objects I've got the option to control how much the subpatch is affecting the object during the viewport and during the rendering. So if I select this, I can click the P for object properties. I can then here I have the geometry tab. I can set here subdivision order. Now subdivision order controls when lightwave subdivides the object with the subpatches. And you might have to change that according to if you are deforming or animating the object. You have several options here. You can try after morphing, after bones, after displacement, after motion, and last. Depending on how you are animating the object, you can try around using these to see if you get the effect you want. But as you see here, you have display patch level. It's currently at 3, but I can set that if I just press C, render frame, you'll see here that the lamp shape is kinda edgy. So I can then go to, oops, seems I'm missing something, sorry. I'll go back to modeler and I'll go to the lamp shape because it's not patched right now. The patch information is saved in the object, so we have to turn on the patch information or the subpatch and save it with the object to be able to work it in layout. So back to layout, and you'll see now the lamp shape again. If let's take surface, let's take a little smoothing and some specularity. Now again here I can say in the viewport I want this object to display as subpatch level 1. That way if I have a heavy scene I can always maneuver or move my objects around very easy without being very CPU intensive. That makes it a lot easier to animate on bigger scenes. Now I can also say that when rendering, this is gonna be at a subpatch level 6. So if I render now, you'll see that I get a very smooth lamp shape, even though in here it looks very boxy right now. So this is a control you have for every object. So if you scroll down here, you will see this is set to 3, this is set to 3. You can set all these to 1 if you like, or 0, and then set this to 4, 5, 6, or whatever is necessary for your object to look smooth. But do remember, don't set this to like 20 to get a smooth surface. You do need to also set the surface smoothing here on the surface editor. So I hope that gives you a little bit of idea how subpatch is working. So stay tuned, and there'll be a new video soon.